program Kids on the Block Puppets. This is part of the lab program. Does anybody here know what lab is?
Puppets, guys.
Okay.
Puppets.
Okay. That means disability. Does anyone know what a disability is? That's Okay, for our first skit, which the name of the skit is called The Cerebral. And we're going to be reading Ronaldo Rodriguez. And he goes, and we're also using Brenda when we go to school with Ronaldo. Okay?
Oh, I think I'm late. I know I'm late. My mom's going to be mad at me. Uh-oh. Now my watch stopped, and I don't know if I'm late or not. I was supposed to meet her here at 3 o'clock. Oh, excuse me, but do you know what time it is?
Sure. Just give me a minute and I'm gonna check. It's 2:30 on the dot.
Hey, you didn't even look at your watch. How do you know what time it is?
Oh, I got this special Braille watch. They make Braille watches for blind kids.
You mean that you are blind?
That's right, I'm blind.
But your watch, it looks like a regular old watch to me.
Come here, look closer. Do you see those dots?
Yeah?
Well, those dots, they stand for the numbers. I feel those dots and then I know what time it is.
Oh my gosh, I lost it. The teacher said not to, but I lost it.
Brenda, what did you lose?
An important piece of paper about the PTO meeting.
Don't worry, Brenda, because I have one, and it's right here in my bag. The PTO will meet on Monday night, 7:30 in the school gym. Don't miss it.
Hey, you're reading.
That's right, I'm reading, and I'm reading Braille. It's just like with my watch here, but these dots, they stand for letters.
Oh, I don't get it. I thought you were feeling the shapes of the letters. Those aren't letters. They're just dots.
But all those dots stand for letters. I don't know any more ways to explain this to you.
Wait, Ronaldo, wait. I think I got it. It seems to me that this Braille is a little bit like a secret code.
A secret code? Hey, I think you're right.
Wow, this is hard, because all the dots, they all feel the same to me.
It's kind of hard, and it takes a little while to get good at it, and you need what I have, though.
What's that?
Smart fingers.
But Ronaldo, it's real neat that you can read and all, but it's too bad you can't do other stuff like play baseball.
Baseball? I can play baseball with you.
How are you gonna do that?
The special baseball. It has a beeper deep down inside the ball.
A beeper?
Yeah, a beeper. And this is how it works. The pitcher uses my special beeper ball. I am up to bat. I hear the sound of the ball coming. Beep, 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 and pow! I hit a home run.
Wow! Way to go, Ronaldo. But wait, if you can't see, how do you eat?
Well, I have real easy ways for finding the food on my plate.
But if you're blind and all, how do you get dressed?
Well, I can match up my clothes up by myself. It's real cinchy.
Ronaldo, you're blind, right?
Right.
Then how do you get around without falling down?
My cane helps me out. By tapping it in front of me, I can feel if there is something there. You had about 1 trillion turns asking me questions. Maybe some of the kids out there want to know something about what it's like to be blind. If you do, hands up now. Wait! Don't put up your hands up yet. Brenda, will you help me out?
Sure. What do you want me to do?
When you see someone out there with their hands up like this, will you pick the person out for me?
Sure. Who's first?
I'm sorry, can you say that a little louder? How do we make the braille? A man named Louis Braille, a real man, a long time ago, invented braille. He decided that the people who were blind needed an alphabet of their own. So he invented it. It's only basically 6 dots put in all different positions. And that's how he invented it. If you're blind and you go to first grade and go to kindergarten, instead of learning the alphabet the way you've done, people can see, they learn the alphabet through the system of raised dots. And there's 6 of them, and they learn what those 6 dots are, and they can feel the difference between them, and that's how they learn what the alphabet is for them. Me, Stephen.
Why do people use computers?
Yes, blind people can use computers, because now what they do is they have a keyboard, especially for blind people, that have those raised dots on them.
Why do they need glasses on their eyes?
Blind people's eyes are still, even though they can't see, blind people's eyes are still very sensitive to light. But Ronaldo could turn his face directly towards the sun, and if he did that, he would damage his eyes, because he wouldn't know to back off like we know when the sun's too bright to close our eyes and turn away. So he needs those glasses, because even though he knows that a room might be a little lighter than another room, he can't say how bright the light is, so that it doesn't damage his eyes. He wears the special glasses.
How do you when you're blind? How do you learn things?
Well, a blind person learns exactly the same way we do. When you're young and you're learning that book, it says the word book, they learn the same way. Except the way a blind person learns is they feel. They use their other senses. When a blind person is learning, all his other senses become much sharper. He doesn't rely on his eyes like we do. So blind people learn exactly the same way we do. They just have their ears, their touch, their sense of smell, their hearing is very, very good, much better than ours, because they learn how to use all those other senses that they need to rely on because of their blindness. Well, the old-fashioned way of using it was they used to have a braille board, okay? And that board had a series of raised dots on it, and they would take a puncher and punch in where the dots were, and that's how they would do their answers. Now, in most schools for the blind, they use computers and typewriters.
On his watch, how do you have one
On a braille watch, okay, the top crystal, that glass piece that protects your watch, it flips off. See? Ronaldo's watch, the crystal comes up. And inside, each of the numbers is a specific dot. And see? And he feels where the hand is, and he feels the dot, and that way he can tell what time it is.
Is it like, is the hand just like, regular?
Yes, if you look at his watch, you'd be able to tell what time it is too. Because it's exactly like everyone else's, it's just that that's right. That's right. Have you all seen an elevator?
Yeah.
And by the buttons there's dots?
Yeah.
That's how a blind person knows which floor to go to.
How does he cross the street without sitting in the car? He hears the car leaving.
Well, if Ronaldo were to go outside, okay, and he were actually to have to cross some streets, he would have a seeing eye dog, trained. Or he could wait at the corner and ask for assistance when someone comes by, okay? Or, like you said, he uses his other senses and his cane to tell him where he's going and what he's doing. But a blind person would never set out in a strange place without either having his seeing eye dog with them or another person to assist them. When they know the way, they get to learn it through their own senses. But when they don't know their way, they do need assistance.
So we're going to take just one more question, okay?
What if you were talking?
Well, we'll have you meet them. We'll have you meet them right now. Should the people that would do the voices, they come up here also? These are the voices of Ronaldo, and this is the voice of Linda, okay? They did a great job, didn't they?
Well, it looks to me like the coast is clear. Hi, my name is Mark Riley, and you can probably all tell just by looking at me that I'm Irish. Anyway, I'm out here because she's in there. My mom, I mean. She gets real nervous when I pop willies. But here goes. 1, 2, and a great big jolly green giant 3. Wahoo!
Hey, look out!
Hi,
Hi, are you new around here?
I'm not new. I'm brand new.
We just moved in last week.
What's your name?
Mark.
Could you say that again?
Mark. M-A-R-K. Mark. Agree.
Hi, Mark. I'm Melody.
Hi, Melody.
But don't ever call me Melody. Just call me Mel.
But Melody's such a pretty name. How do you get it?
Well, I have these 4 older brothers. Yuck. They tease me, they tickle me, and know what they're doing now?
What?
They're calling me Four Eyes. Double yuck. Anyway, when my mom was in the hospital having me, my dad said, hey, this one's a girl. And my mom said, that's music to my ears. So guess what?
They called you Melody. Music to your mom's ears. Hey, is something the matter with my chair?
Mark, are you sick or something?
Oh no, I'm not sick. I have cerebral palsy.
You got what?
I got CP.
Oh yeah, CP. What's CP?
CP is something like your brainless. The kind of CP I got means I don't walk and I don't talk so good either.
You mean that you don't ever walk?
No. But I got around real good listening.
Oh, your wheelchair, right?
Wrong.
Wrong?
This is my Superfoot GTO Fastness Speeding Bullet Cruiser.
Wow, but Mark, if you're in that wheelchair, cruiser all the time,
Get straight, Mel.
I bet you can't do some of this stuff other kids do.
Wait, Mel. I can do about 100 million things. How about I show you some of the stuff I can do and see if you can guess.
Okay, ready?
Here goes.
You can swim?
Sure can. And the whole way across the pool. That's pretty easy. Here's another one.
Okay, I'm ready again. Wow, you can ride a horse?
Sure can. I use a special saddle and I ride all by myself. I learned last summer at Camp Courageous.
Wow, but Mark, how do you do other stuff?
Oh, other stuff. I bet you want to know how I go camping. Well, I just get my pack.
No, Mark, other stuff.
Oh, other stuff. How about how I go up and down the stairs?
No, Mark, could I ask you something, sort of personal?
Oh, personal stuff. Sure, Mel, what do you want to know?
Mark?
Any month now, she's gonna ask me.
Mark, how do you eat? I can't.
Come on now, try again. My ear's under this thing.
Okay, here goes. Mark, how do you go to the bathroom? Oh.
That was a personal question, but that's all right, Melody, because I'm going to tell you.
You are?
See, in my house, even before we moved into it, they put this whole special bathroom. They put a wide door so my clothes could go through, and a sink down below so I can wash my hands and face by myself, and 2 handrails right next to the toilet.
Wait, I saw bathrooms like that when I went to the museum.
Well, you don't have to go to the museum anymore. I think the museum copied us.
Well, I was wondering about that.
Well, if you were wondering, maybe they're wondering. If some of you want to ask me something about being in a cruiser or having a CP, put up your hands.
Does anybody have any questions about Mark's wheelchair, about CP? Did you hear what he said CP was? Cerebral palsy? Did you have some questions?
sheet Mark calls CP, everybody has different forms of it. And sometimes people with cerebral palsy can walk, and sometimes they can't. But Mark's kind means that he has very poor muscle control. He has to be strapped into his wheelchair, and sometimes he bumps his head on things. So that's why he has it, to protect himself, because he doesn't have good enough muscle control.
What happens if he wants to go, like, somewhere in a car? How does he get in a car?
Well, Mark's family, after they knew that what his disabilities were going to be like, the same way that before they moved in their house, they built a special bathroom for Mark that had lower sinks and wider doors. They would have a special van for Mark. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but sometimes in handicapped parking places you can see vans, and they have a special lift that lifts him right up into the car. Wait, right there.
If he can't get it, how come he can do his arms?
Well, he gets a lot of physical therapy, Mark. He'll have physical therapy all his life so that none of his muscles get too soft. So ever since he's been born, he's gone to special physical therapists, and they teach him and exercise and help him get more muscle control. And that's how come his arms move so well, because he's done a lot of exercises. Well, that was his way of showing her. He was just showing her, like, if you've ever played charades, and some you're not allowed to talk it and you're acting it out. That was his way of acting out riding a horse. That's one of the ways that he gets physical therapy for his muscles. It's a very good workout for him. Okay, before I pick you again, does anyone else who hasn't raised their hand have a question? Okay. Oh, you forgot. Well, if you remember, you can ask later, okay? Okay, can I have people who talk come on over? Come on over here and introduce yourselves. Okay, let's give a nice round of applause for them.
A lot of kids had questions, how did mom talk like that?
You have to talk like that.
He put his tongue on the roof of his mouth, and that's how he taught mom to talk like that. But if you ever meet somebody who has cerebral palsy, they talk like that, not because they want to, but because their tongue is working like they are.
Okay. Why don't you say your name the way you normally say your name? He'll say his name the way he normally would. Now say your name like Mark would say it.
Okay, so that's how you did it for the puppet.
Okay.
I got the one farthest away from the table.
Look at.
I don't, but
When you're talking in these microphones, you don't have to lean close, okay? They're hearing you very well sitting right where you're sitting, okay?
So our next step, we're going to do a little hustle. And we're going to be Ellen James, and Ellen James has found
Where's the bright medicine ball? Do you know? Did you have it?
Ellen Jane Peterson, and she has Down syndrome.
Boy, this place sure is a mess. There's a cat here, there's a dog here, there's even a turtle here. Hi, can I help you?
Hi, my name is Brenda Dabrowski, and I'm here to pick up my dog, Muffy. Oh, are you the veterinarian who took care of her?
No, I'm not the vet. I'm her, assistant. I help Dr. Rogers take care of the animals.
Oh, I get it. But I bet you want to be a veterinarian someday.
Well, maybe, but I really like being an assistant. And anyway, you have to go to school for a real long time to be a vet, and it takes me a long time to learn things.
Well, why does it take you a long time to learn?
Oh, because I have Down syndrome.
Down syndrome? What's that?
Well, Down syndrome is something I was born with, and it's part of having Down syndrome is having mental retardation. That's the part that makes me learn slow. But you're right here because I'm the person who was supposed to get your dog.
Wow, I never knew a person who has Down syndrome before. Sure hope my dog's okay.
Here's Muffy now.
Oh, Muffy, I missed you so much.
You're sure you like that dog?
I love her.
Well, Dr. Rogers says Muffy's gonna be just fine, except for the little problem with her ears.
Her ears? Oh, what?
Muffy has a little infection. Don't you worry, I have this special medicine, and now I'm going to show you how to put the medicine in Muffy's ears. First, you...
Oh, you can't. You have Down syndrome. You better give that medicine to me.
I don't know. I mean, it's not easy to do.
Oh, I can do it. See, I don't learn slow like you. I learn real quick. Oh no! She's scratched. Bad dog.
Dear Muffy, you're not a bad dog. You're just a little bit scared. And we all know why. There, Muffy, this won't hurt a bit. Now lift her ear real gently like this. See, now you're just see, that's how you do it. She's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I see. She is. Say, do you work here all the time?
Well, when I'm not in school, I work here 3 afternoons a week. I got this job. Coach at school has helped me get this great job because she knows how much I love animals.
Well, what kind of stuff do you do when you work here at the animal hospital?
Well, let me see. I do all kinds of stuff. I feed the animals, and oh, get this. I'm the person who cleaned out the cages. Pew! And I help Dr. Rogers put the medicine in the animals' ears.
You do?
Yep. I put the medicine in cats' ears, in dogs' ears. And once Dr. Rogers went out to a farm, and do you know what I did?
No, what did you do?
Me, Ellen Jane Peterson, put medicine in a cow's ear.
In a cow's ear? Wow! I didn't know people with Down syndrome could do so many things.
Sure, Brenda, I can do lots of things. The only difference is that if it takes me longer to learn things.
Oh, but what do you do when you're not working?
Well, I guess I'm like anyone else my age. I go to high school, I like to hang out with my friends, and there's this one boy I really like. I've got big plans and stuff for when I get older, just like anybody else. Now, you take Muffy home and don't forget to put the medicine in his ears 2 times a day.
I won't forget, Ellen Jane, but I only hope I can do it as well as you do.
You'll do just fine, Brenda, if you remember one little thing.
What's that?
It just takes a little while to learn how.
You know, Ellen Jane, I have a lot of questions for you.
Maybe some of the kids here want to ask me something about what it is like having Down syndrome. If you do, raise your hand.
Well, Ellen Jane was explaining that when she was born with Down syndrome. It's something that's genetic, which means you're already born with it. And again, just like cerebral palsy, there's certain different types of it. So for Ellen Jane, she's very mildly retarded, and there's a lot she can learn. But just like she said, it takes her a lot longer to learn than it would for you and me. Is there any other questions? Well, a lot of children with Down syndrome, and a lot of it, as they get older, they don't speak as clearly. That's part of their learning disability, is that they don't speak as clearly as we do. Anyone else? Okay, well, if you remember, you can ask this later.
What's the thing with the balloons?
Oh, that's just a chair that helps their arms, because the puppets are very heavy. Their arms can lean on it, and it helps them hold the puppets up. Okay. Medicine was an antibiotic because underneath Muffy's ears there's an infection. So he just puts it on underneath and it'll be fine. Sure.
Okay, you know what, can our voices come out also?
Yeah, can our voices come on out? Stand by. Is that your work? Okay? That's it. Okay, Paula.
Remember to remind him that Mandy can't be there while I'm skipping.
She's going to skip across. Up there. On the other side? Yeah. One minute. She's on.
one that we're teaching as soon as they see?
No, because first you have to introduce Mandy.
Oh, okay.
Then Mandy disappear. Like Mandy will go down. Then I start skipping after that.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me? But are you deaf or something?
That's right. I'm deaf.
You are? You really are? Hey, I'm really sorry, you know.
It really won't help if you shout. Just look at me when you talk.
Why should I look at you? I mean, if you're deaf, it won't do any good, will it?
If you look at me, then I can read your lips.
Read my lips. Wow.
Just try it.
Have you? I mean, have you seen a kitty with green eyes named Buttons?
A cat with green eyes named Buttons.
I got her for my birthday last October. I feed her, I play with her, I love her, and now she's gone.
You feel terrible, don't you?
I sure do. I love her, and now she's gone.
I have a cat too.
You do?
Yeah, my cat's name is Sneakers.
Sneakers.
He's all black, but he has...
Little light feet?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I was trying to do what you were doing, you know.
Oh, sign language.
But it's so hard to do.
Just watch. I will teach you. I have a cat. Watch and do what I do.
All of you can help me too, okay?
I
Oh yeah, my pinky finger points to myself.
have
Both hands touch my shirt.
a
You make the A by making a fist and making your thumb stick out.
cat.
Oh neat, the whiskers on a cat.
Let's put it all together now.
I have a cat. I have a cat. But I don't have a cat. Buttons is gone.
Shh! Don't talk. Stop! It's a good thing I'm deaf.
Why?
I can't hear you screaming.
But my cat.
Look here.
Oh, Mindy, you found him.
It was nothing. I just put out a bowl of milk. That's what I do for Sneakers.
What are you doing now, Mandy?
I just told her, don't run away again.
But Mandy, Buttons isn't deaf.
But Penny, you're not deaf either.
But I can still sign.
Hey, you're almost as good as Buttons.
You know, Mandy, I was wondering, if you're deaf, how come you talk? What are those things in your ears? And how did you learn to sign? And
Wait, before you ask,
Maybe some of those kids want to know something about what it's like to be deaf. You help me pick Penny. It's deaf. How can she hear?
What she's doing is she couldn't hear her until, remember, she asked her to turn to her. As soon as she turned to her, she understood she was speaking. Because ever since she was little, she's been taught to read lips.
How did she buy the cat, or how did she know she had a cat, or was she got a cat before after she bought the cat?
Well, she's gotten the cat for her birthday, and she has a cat at home. So when she was talking about a cat, she knew what it was like to have a cat because both of them have cats. All people who are deaf are taught to do both. They're taught to sign and they're also taught to speak. The way they learn how to speak is they can't hear by holding someone else's throat, and they feel the vibrations in the throat. Like if you put your hand on your own throat, when you talk, you make vibrations. They try to do that. In order for the play, we didn't have her speak the way she normally would have spoke. A lot of deaf people, when they speak, you know that they're deaf because they talk, well, yeah, like that. And they do that so that they can feel the vibrations. Because that's the only way they know they're making sound. So another deaf person probably wouldn't speak that clearly, but you wouldn't have been able to understand the play if she spoke the way she normally does.
What if someone wanted to tell her something and she didn't hear?
The best way when you want to get a deaf person's attention isn't to pull them or push them, to just tap them. And you turn to their face and you speak in a normal tone of voice, because you know what? When you scream, your mouth becomes all different and they won't be able to read your lips and what you're saying. So when you want a deaf person's attention, you just tap them. They look at you and you speak normally. She was born deaf, but back before they had a lot of the medicines that we had today, sometimes if you had a disease called polio, that could make you deaf. The way we hear is very interesting. Inside our hearing, we have little strings of hair, like piano strings, and each of those pick up a certain sound. And once those strings get broke, they never can be fixed again, and that's how eventually you can lose your hearing.
Who was talking to her?
You guys want to meet? Are you all done with your questions? One more?
How did they know you did? No. How did they know you did
If you never heard anybody speaking, right, and the only way you knew they were speaking was by watching their lips, you'd watch their lips a lot more carefully, and eventually you'd learn what words were coming out. But the way you learn is that if you want to say, like if we all say together, I have a cat, a deaf person is reading your lips the whole time you're doing that. So they learn I looks like this. I have looks like that when you say it. A cat. So they don't learn on their own. They have to have sign language along with looking at your lips to be able to understand.
Is this a true story?
No, these are not true stories. Maybe they're stories that are very much like real people, but these stories are made up just for these puppets and so that you can do this puppet show. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, honey.
They work for sign language? They know how to do sign language?
They know how to do sign language. Yeah, a lot of people are known as interpreters, and that is, the whole time I'm speaking, if there was a deaf person in the audience, there'd be someone here, and every word I'd say would be signed, so that that person understood what I was saying. Okay, I'll show you how this puppet works, and I'll show you who's speaking her if we're all done with our other questions.
Can you show the cat too?
Yes, I'll show the cat too. Okay, our cat, and who was working our cat is Michelle. I'm going to show the cat. And she put her hand right in there. Okay? Ashley, of course, was Penny. Stephanie and Katie both work the puppet. What they do they put their arms through the back of her shirt. There's holes. See, so if she takes her arm out, there's a hole, and the arm can go through. And that's how. Because the whole time the puppet's talking, she's signing also. And then Stephanie had to hold her head because Katie can't work her head if her hands are in her arms. So Stephanie worked her mouth. And then Shannon, she spoke for her.
And what I'm going to do now, we're going to have all the puppets up here and sit